Hi. So I thought I would try something a little bit different. I've not been so great at sitting down to write blogs for the last couple of months or so. And as much as I wish that I was a blogger and wish that I was a journaler, I have a hard time getting into it. Of course, you've probably read the Sometimes blogs that I write every month. And those are really fun to write and all true stories. But I know that I owe all of you an update on what's been going on. So I thought I would do it in video format. A little bit of background on January. We spent month 5 in Nepal. We were with a contact named Deepak, and we were roughly the 13th team that he's hosted from the World Race. Just from the World Race, that doesn't include all the other teams that he's hosted. And we had a phenomenal month with him. A lot of our ministry was local outreach with NGOs. We did some slum ministry. We did some prayer walks. Actually, a lot of our ministry was prayer walks. It was definitely the coldest month that we've experienced on the race so far. And it seems like it might be the only cold month left on our race. So we did spend quite a bit of money trying to make sure that we had the clothes so that we weren't freezing cold the entire month, which I still was. I don't think I've ever shivered that much continuously, just because they don't have heat there or wood-burning stoves, which is kind of strange. The people in Nepal are phenomenal. They look a lot like if you took an Indian person and a Chinese person and they had a child. That's a lot of what we saw there. Great people, great food, very comforting food, I think because of the cold weather. Of course, the Himalaya Mountains, absolutely stunning. Kathmandu reminded me a lot of Richmond. For those of you that are from Richmond, it was kind of like Richmond meets the Far East, and very eclectic, a lot of art, a lot of music, a lot of great food. All in all, a great month. That was my first month with my new team. We are called Team Unwritten, and there are a lot of big personalities on the team, a lot of energy. We just have a good time all the time. It's nonstop. Some of you will notice that the Sometimes Nepal blog did not have quotes. I just did scenarios, and that's because a lot of what is said, I can't put it down in a blog. They're just so ridiculous, the shenanigans that go on. So that was month 5. I'm sure you've seen the trekking video by now, and if not, you should go check it out. Trekked for 4 days through some remote villages in the Himalaya Mountains and shared the gospel with people that had never heard Jesus' name before. So that was incredible, and I would assume is probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We left there at the end of the month. We spent a few days at LDW together as a squad, saying goodbye to our alumni squad leaders, and sent them off to the Philippines for Megan, just to hang out, and to Spain for Cabe, just to hang out. So I hope they're enjoying their time. We made our way here to Cambodia. Travel was kind of long, but not too terrible. And got off the plane to probably 85-degree weather. We are staying with a pastor and his family, 2 children and a wife. But then on top of the family, they also have between 8 and 10 college students living with them. So there are 8 on my team, 7 on my team, and then we also have our squad leader this month staying with us. So there's 8, plus the 4 from the pastor's family, plus an additional 8 to 10. So we have about 20 to 22 people living in this house with us, and it's been phenomenal this month. We've been working with the church and going over to a nearby university campus, inviting the students to come to English class. They are so eager here to learn English, so we are teaching free English classes. So we have been inviting them to come to English class and spending a lot of time at the university campus. We've done a few slum outreach things with the children. And then there's also an English, like a school that is owned by one of the people that attends the church, and we go out there once a week and interact with the kids. Each person is given one classroom, and we hang out there for a couple of hours. Oh, there's my sunglasses. So anyhow, great month. It's hot. I mean, I'm in my tank top right now, and actually my bathing suit, because today is our day off. So I spent a couple of hours at the pool. It's about 95 to 97 degrees on average during the day. At night, it's probably in the 80s. The biggest issue that we're dealing with are the cockroaches. You'll see me look down every once in a while. It's because I think they're slowly crawling out of my laptop as I'm talking. It's kind of disgusting. So I'm sorry for those of you that are grossed out by that. On a personal level, the Lord has been doing a lot with me over the last 6 to 7 weeks. It's been a very, very challenging 6 to 7 weeks. I knew before coming on the race that month 6 would be when I would probably start really feeling homesick. And that's just based on my previous deployments. And, the times that I've been gone for a year at a time, around 6 months is when I really start to feel it. It's been emotionally draining for sure. Thankfully, there's a lot of energy on the team, and I love my team. I love being around them. But I have struggled some with homesickness and just kind of thinking about home. Really trying to stay, as AIM puts it, trying to stay present, trying to stay connected here on the field, making sure that I'm taking every opportunity and taking true advantage of where I'm at right now, because I know it's such a huge, huge blessing. The Father really has me in a place where He has some key individuals, not only on my team, but on the squad and in leadership at AIM, that are taking a vested interest in my growth. And He's putting these people in my life for a reason. I know there are things about me that need to change, and I need to grow, and I need to mature in a lot of ways. I would say probably the key word that the Lord has been putting on my heart over the last month or so is gentleness. I don't come from a world where gentleness is necessarily valued. I spent 9 years active duty plus another 4 years in ROTC before that, and the Army is not known for being gentle. And so learning to be gentle with the way that I interact with my teammates and with my squad mates, and learning to be gentle in how I approach situations is such a huge aspect to my life right now. And that's really the focal point of my day-to-day. I wake up every morning and I just ask the Lord to make me gentle in everything that I do, in my interactions and when I move throughout my day. And my team has really been supportive. If my tone of voice starts getting a little too aggressive, then they're really great about saying, "Jen, tone." And it's immediate, and it's awesome, because I'm learning over time. I can actually hear myself now. There was definitely a time where I wouldn't necessarily hear it. And so now that I'm able to hear it, I can catch myself. And there are even times where I'll say something and then I will immediately realize, oh my gosh, like that sounded way more aggressive than I meant for it to sound. I'm really sorry. So that's been really cool. AIM leadership has challenged me with a few things. They were in Nepal at the very beginning of January. They all flew out from the States for our second debrief and challenged me with some things. And at the end of maybe 4 weeks of that, 3-4 weeks of that, they still had some concerns about where I stood and, whether or not I was really taking those challenges seriously. And so I reevaluated. I got back together with my team and with one of my squad leaders who's here with me this month, and just said, hey guys, if this is clearly still an issue, so I really need you to be committed to telling me, when there's a problem. And ever since that conversation, that occurred within the first week that I was in Cambodia, so right around the 3rd or 4th of February. Ever since that conversation, it's been great. I'm, again, just learning a little bit more about myself every day, and these are things that I want to improve not for the world race, but for life, because I know that these are life skills. And when I come back to the States and it's time for me to get a big girl job, especially in the civilian sector, that these things will come in very handy, that this will be very, very beneficial for me. And I would rather learn them now in a very intentional Christian environment and an intentional Christian community than when my, civilian boss is having to pull me aside and say, hey, you're being a little aggressive with the civilians. So